We're here. This is a Zoom show. I want to get you guys' expectations correct. First of all, I want to apologize to England for being an idiot. I put the Greenwich Mean Time was 9 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock. I'm finding out now. So my apologies for telling you to come at a different time if you're in England and you still made it to our show. Thank you for being here. Shout out to all the veterans out there in all the countries. Thank you for supporting your country. Thank you for being heroes wherever you are. This is a Zoom show. We're going to be doing this thing in this 4-panel way. We're going to be talking about stories that are fun and funny. We're going to be telling dad jokes. We're going to be playing games. We will not at any time be pretending that we are at a comedy club behind a wall and doing jokes struck at a camera. We don't think that that's the most effective way to do comedy on a Zoom show. So this is what it is. There's a show called The Tonight Show. They did something similar to this where they talked to people and it was fun. And we're going to try to attempt something like that. So set your expectations to where they need to be. Todd says British summer time in the UK right now. Yeah, Todd, I'm an idiot. It's my fault. I apologize on behalf of the panel. I completely didn't know how to tell time. Okay, so you can see now because Todd wrote in there. You can write in the chat if you want to. You also write in the Q&A, wherever you want to write in there, as long as it's positive or asking us a question or trying to be involved in some way that is happy and positive. Don't heckle in the chat. It's corny. Nobody's gonna like you. And it's not effective in any way, shape, or form. Comedians, we're used to being yelled directly to our face, so writing something silly in the chat is not gonna come off in any way to hurt our feelings, unfortunately. So I apologize for you guys for not being able to heckle in the chat and have it hit. So just don't do it. It's tacky. I'm gonna introduce the panel. I'm gonna start here on my screen with Abby Washuta. How are you? Thank you for being here. Where are you?
Thank you. I'm in the lovely town of Hoboken, New Jersey.
Oh, nice. So. Hoboken. My favorite thing about Hoboken,
kind of.
Yeah, my favorite. Yeah, I live in Hoboken. My favorite thing about Hoboken is that people that don't know anything about New York City somehow know where Hoboken is on the map. That's my favorite thing that happens. I'll be in like Oklahoma, like what is Staten Island? Like where's the Bronx? Where do you live? And I'll be like Hoboken. It's like that's in Jersey, you dick. And I'm like, all right, fair enough. You know stuff. How are you? What's going on? How's your quarantine been?
It's been good. I actually just got back from the doctor. I got a coronavirus test today, and I do not have coronavirus. Thank you. Thank you. It's been big. The doctor was super rude, though, when we were talking about it. She was like, you have herpes. Stop coming into my clinic. I don't know why we've been over this, so I don't understand what her problem was.
Congratulations on the herpes.
Thank you. So, yeah, free from corona. Woo!
It's nice to know. I always try to talk about this idea. Like I always found it weird. Maybe Gaspar doesn't understand either. As dudes, when we go to the doctor, right, Gaspar, they just diagnose us based on our symptoms. But apparently,
no one touches me or talks to me.
What's that?
No one touches me or talks to me. They're just like, "What do you got? Yeah, you got strep. Go home."
But apparently, I found this out recently. Apparently, if you're a woman and you go to the doctor with any symptoms, they try to convince you that you might be pregnant, and then you have to take like a couple pregnancy tests. So I just found this out. So it's good to be a dude. They don't ever make you pee in anything. They just go, yeah, you probably have the thing. Here's the drug. So apologies to women.
It's terrifying. You're like, I have the flu. They're like, is it the flu or is it a baby?
It feels like a symptom of pregnancy. And you're like, oh, no, I'm bleeding from my head. And you're like, spontaneous bleeding from your scalp is a pregnancy side effect. You should probably pee on this thing. We want to make sure. Thanks for being here. I'm going to continue from the bottom going, I guess, clockwise to Gaspare Randazzo. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. How's it going, everybody?
In the great city of Staten Island.
I am in Staten Island, unfortunately, but I'm not from Staten Island. I'm from Brooklyn, but I moved to Staten Island because Brooklyn's too expensive.
I always want you to be not the stereotypes of Staten Island. Like I want people to watch the show and be like, this is not Staten Island. And then 3 or 4 seconds into you talking, we're like, no, that's pretty much what Staten Island is.
No. I mean, listen, I do Staten Island things now because I've been here. Right. I want to say I just moved here, but I recently found out I moved here 17 years ago.
Yeah.
And because like whenever I say like I don't know where that is, I'm not from here, and everyone's like, you've been here since you were 16. Yeah, but I'm not from here, so it's hard for me to know where things are.
It's an important distinction. All right, so we let know this. You are a teacher.
I am.
I'm going to start from the bottom of what we were going to talk about. But so what are your plans for going back to work?
Well, as of right now, our lovely New York City mayor has said that maybe we could teach outside, which is great because when you think about it, it'll never rain or snow or be needles in the park or homeless people or kids probably won't have to use the bathroom or really anything. So I'm just picturing, because I don't teach I don't teach scholars, we'll just put it that way. So I'm just picturing like being out like on a football field because I'm in a high school.
Yeah.
And like me and my 9 students on a football field, and then like another group of like 9 students like 20 feet away on a football field. And I'm just picturing the mass brawl that's going to happen when you could look into someone else's classroom. And it's going to be exciting because I like chaos. So like,
I like the idea, that you could, that like in the past, one of the like logistical things about fighting somebody at school was you had to find them, and now you
like
can just bum rush anybody.
In my old days of last month or 2 months ago, they would kick my door in looking for like, where the F's Dan? And they'd kick the door in, and I like that mystery because sometimes you wouldn't be in class,
Right.
So I'd have to be, oh, he's not here today. And then they'd be like, we're coming tomorrow. And I'm like, no problem. But in today's world, they're finding you right away, Dan. You're done for.
It's like
no door to kick down.
Yeah, there's no more, tell Gaspar I'm looking for him. You just like go run down the field.
They're just going to be like, is that him? Yeah, we're kicking his ass. You know, and so I'm excited.
Well, that's a safety issue I hadn't thought of. Well, thanks for being here.
I mean, we can't get within 6 feet of them. So like if a fight breaks out, I have to take out a thermometer. I have to aim it first just to check their temperatures. Then I can go in with the Lysol. And I don't know. I really don't know how I'm going to break it up because I'm allowed to break them up, but I'm not allowed to touch them or get close. So there's
that sounds like a fun game show.
Yeah, they should arm you with with like a combination like pepper spray and hand sanitizer.
And now straps just to add to the fun.
Handle it all. Well, thanks for being here. All right, I'm gonna finish the panel here, going around in a circle. Maya Sinstress, thank you for being here. For my initial what's the precaution is that this is a PG-13 show until it's R, so we're gonna try to keep it as PG-13 as possible until we get there. But you, with your line of work, we're gonna toe the line. What's the best summation for the people watching of how to describe you?
Well, describing what I do for a living, I'm a dominatrix and a video producer, and I work in a line of adults that deals with submission and BDSM and fetish and all of those good things that are not PG-13, but I will do my best.
Well, the thing is, I don't know that they're not necessarily not PG-13 because I think every PG-13 movie has some sort of like sex scene or implied sex scene. So we're close. We can toe the line, like I said. But people always wonder about this. I have the podcast Porn Stars Are People, so this always comes up in the thing. Is this idea of like what might happen in a blooper for a video, or for you, I guess it's live. It would be a live blooper. Right?
I blooper recorded because I do video and I also do real-time sessions. But
so what's like
always go wrong,
so what's like a common blooper, or just one that's out of the ordinary that's like made it that like you're never gonna forget?
Man. We're keeping it PG-13. It's really hard
for a second.
It's really hard, but I will say when filming with other people and such. For certain types of scenes, you have to do a lot of prep, and if prep's not done correctly, things can be very messy and get really gross. And
sounds like a poo story.
It is a poop story. I'm trying to,
This sounds like a poo story. I actually like having these stories be being described less graphically because what your imagination does is far, far greater.
Yeah, I was thinking way different than a poo story.
What were you thinking?
Well, I mean, it's a PG show, so
I like
how you wrote children's books, honestly.
I like how innocent Gaspar is. He's like, what? People have pooped on each other?
It's possible. You also, I have to say, just looking behind you, there's an incredible amount of organization back there. It looks very detailed. You could also, as a business model, like a kind of a Martha Stewart for Elvira kind of line. I feel like this is amazing. That's very organized.
Yeah, how to hang through ropes and chains.
Yeah.
Totally. Like a goth-inspired Martha Stewart line. I love it.
We have this one pile in the middle of the bed. I've got a lot of hairless cats at my house, and they have to keep warm. So there's like organization and piles of blankets on the floor. And,
Fair enough. Well, where are you located? Not down to the GPS location, but vaguely for us.
I'm in Las Vegas, but I have to tell you something funny. So as a dominatrix, a lot of people will make up background stories. Yeah, just kind of prevent stalkers and whatnot. They'll make up different birthdays than they have. So I've always told people that I am from Hoboken.
Hey!
And indeed, I am not.
Oh, it's such a good answer. I don't know why, but I love that. Yeah,
I'm going to start saying it too.
it's in a song too. Later
Why
on,
not? Just put it in there.
yeah, later on we're gonna do a song lyrics game, and I think like Harry Styles or somebody did. I don't have this lyric, but Harry Styles or somebody was talking about Hoboken. And it's just it's like a good rhyming word. It's good, and everybody knows that Sinatra's from there. Hoboken's the way of the future. All right, let's do this. Let's do this show. All right, we got one of the first things that we lost as comedians when the quarantine hit was the ability to do comedy and tell jokes to people one-on-one and in reality. So I started telling dad jokes to my phone on Instagram. So I love dad jokes. Everybody likes them. Whether you call them dad jokes, bad jokes, whether you call them street jokes, whatever you call them, let's do a couple dad jokes. My favorite one, just to give you guys an understanding of what we're talking about, is every time it's 2:30, you tell somebody, what's the best time to go to a dentist? And the answer is 2:30. I did it wrong because I ruined the setup. But that's a dad joke.
You set it up. You set it up at 2:30. I love it. That's good.
Abby, tell us a dad joke.
A horse walks into a bar, and the bartender points in shock, and he goes, "Hey!" And the horse goes, "You read my mind, buddy." Horse.
Gaspar, tell us a dad joke.
My wife gets mad at me for hiding kitchen utensils, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Hey! Maya, do you know any dad jokes, any dumb jokes?
I do not. All my jokes are really inappropriate, but I can give you an inappropriate one.
You have an inappropriate joke, like ready to go?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
What's cold, hard, and blue and makes women scream?
What?
Crib death.
Crib death?
Yeah, I went there. I
don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Big fan of those dead baby jokes from back in the day.
Yeah, I don't know if that changes the rating system at all. This is my favorite. This is my favorite one. I oddly enough have I fell in with a crew of magicians and like street performers when I first started doing comedy because they were all clumped together where I came from, and so I got a bunch of these ones. So my buddy's got this one, and it's what is brown and sticky, guys? What is brown and sticky?
My joke from earlier.
Hey, a stick. Brown and sticky, a stick. Dad joke. Abby, do you have any more dad jokes?
This one's a little high level, but it's a favorite. Who is this Rorschach guy? Why does he paint so many pictures of my parents fighting?
Gaspar, dad jokes.
I had plans to begin reading a book about sinkholes, but it fell through.
Hey,
Yes.
Maya, another random joke that might be very dirty.
I'm out. I'm out.
Abby, Gaspar, do you have any more?
Hamburger walks into a bar. Bartender says, "I'm sorry, we don't serve food here."
Mushroom walks in a bar. Bartender says, "We don't serve your kind here." He says, "Come on, I'm a fun guy." Gaspar, dad jokes.
In February, March? No, but April, May.
Wait, do it again?
No, I don't want to. And February, March.
Okay.
No, but April, May.
I like it. It's like that's the why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 ain't 9.
Love it.
Or what? Oh no, PG. Sorry.
No, go ahead. No, we're there. Go for it.
13.
Well, I was gonna say what comes. It's a math joke. What comes after 69? Mouthwash.
Hey,
I like that.
That's important, by the way.
I got a nerd dad science joke. A photon walks into a hotel and the bellhop says, "Can I help you with your luggage?" And he says, "No, thanks, sir. I'm traveling light."
You gotta be smart to understand that joke.
I love that joke.
Traveling light.
I'm traveling light, you guys.
No, so I found this out the hard way recently because what is it called? The quarantine has like ruined romance in a lot of ways because there's no like it's not spontaneous anymore. So like my lady decided to use mouthwash, knowing the next thing she was going to do was put my penis in her mouth. And that's not the best. That's not the best pre-oral experience.
A little minty sting going on.
Yeah. Wasn't great. It
I
wasn't.
like how you tried to keep that whole thing PG by just saying it slower, as if
she put my penis in her.
Penis. Just pronounce everything.
If I mispronounce it, it's clean. I think that's how it works. Very,
so, yeah.
very smart, Gaspar. Very good. Thank you for picking up on that. All right, we're doing this. I'm going to send this thing to. I'm sending this thing to Facebook at the moment. Cool. All right, we're in this show. All right, let's do this. I got a bunch of questions for everybody. And we'll do it like this. The press is attacking vote by mail. So I just think it's fun. It's a fun time to think about this. If you could do anything else by mail, anything at all, what would it be and why? Abby?
I would Tinder by mail. I think that would be, it would help everybody to be like more committed because like it's not just swiping. It's like now you better write me a full letter, put it in the mail, and then you're definitely getting laid. I feel like that's happening. Tinder by mail.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to happen quite as fast though. So it's actually.
No, that's what I like about it. It's like slower. It's more romantic. And then like you're waiting in the mail. Like, did my mail come? And if someone like takes
1940s.
If someone takes the time to put a postage stamp on a letter for me, like that's the kind of commitment I want.
Yeah. Forget the third date rule. It's the 3-letter rule. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Once you get 3 letters.
34 cents to impress you.
I like that Gaspar thinks that stamps cost 34 cents.
How much are they? They're 32 cents, no?
No, they're like 50 cents.
They're 55 cents. You and the Postmaster General have no idea how much stamps cost. It's incredible. What a world we live in. Gaspar, if you could mail anything in, what would it be and why?
So this morning I had to take my son in for a COVID test.
Yeah.
Because he has to get surgery on Monday. So he has to get recircumcised. It's a whole nightmare of a scenario.
Oh. Is that real?
Yeah. He's 18. So no, he's only 3. He's 3.
Why does he have to get recircumcised?
Because the first time he was, not to get into this whole long story, but he was born 3 months early. So he was real little. He fit in my hand when he was born.
Wow.
And he was in the NICU for a long time and they tried to circumcise him. But he was
doing this motion for me.
He took after his father. He was real little. And when they cut it, it didn't do the right thing. And now that he's growing and getting constant erections, we're noticing that it's not, so we had to take him. So they have to recircumcise it. So I'm not going to say circumcisions by mail, but I'm going to say we just send in the tip. I'm going to say COVID testing by mail because it took us 2 hours to go there for a literally 10-second thing where I just held his arms. They shoved up his nose. I could have shoved a Q-tip up his nose and sent it in.
You still can. It's not too late. Just tell him it's a COVID test. I
have so many questions about the circumcision. Like, how much skin is still there? Is it like, can you just leave it?
A tiny, tiny, tiny part of it fused together. So all they're doing on Monday is just, I'm just assuming. I don't know.
So re-healed is what it did.
Yeah, it's called something. I can't remember, but it's fused.
Well, apparently somebody told me this at some point. I don't know why this ever came up in conversation, but this is when you're a comedian and you're at a bar, stories come up. And somebody once told, like, there's a website devoted to bad circumcisions.
He's not on it. It's not that bad.
I think it's called semicirca.com. Is that right? Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
I just feel like I don't know why we're circumcising people anymore. Like you're chopping off a piece of someone's dick. I mean, it's too late now. We're already committed. Now you've already chopped off part of the dick. You got to do it. But
no, I mean, it's
the last country that's
the last thing you want to do is give them a half circumcision.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. You gotta go with it now.
You either got to commit or not. You don't want to be half committed.
Yeah, it's really the shit or get off the pot of circumcisions right now.
And like it wasn't an issue until like I don't know if you guys know this, but at 3 years old, babies get little baby boners.
I feel like this is the point in the show that we could censor better.
Babies.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but like 3-year-old boys get hella boners. All right, Maya, if you could mail in anything, what would it be and why?
Well, I do want to say with the circumcision thing, you're talking about the skin refusing together. that happens when you get your tongue split as well. If you take the sutures out too early, and that happened to me.
Do you have that?
Oh my God.
This is what Gaspar's son's dick looks like, is what you're saying.
So I'm going to leave it at that and let the mystery, fester in within you.
This was serendipitous having this panel all together. That's all I know now.
If I could do something by mail, I like playing pranks a lot, so I would like to mail off pranks to people to where they open up the package and like it explodes or glitter dicks go everywhere, and then you don't see their reaction, but you imagine it and have that joy. So.
Yeah, every time I'm about to mail somebody something crazy, I'm like, I think this is a federal offense.
Every time you're going to mail someone something crazy, which is on a regular basis.
Yeah, I'm always. No, I'm with Maya. I like the idea of pranking people, and pranking somebody by mail is cool. Because especially now, nobody's using the mail for anything anymore, except for voting, apparently. But it's like when somebody gets mail, it's like really exciting, right? You get a package that you weren't expecting. It's exciting. So if I could do, yeah, that's a fun way to do it. Gaspar, what were you gonna say?
No, I don't remember.
Got it. Do I have one? Do I have one that I would do by mail? I do like Abby's idea. I do like Abby's idea because I did find my grandfather's letters to my grandmother, my grandmother's letters to my grandfather recently, and that's how they dated. And it was like, and I was like, are there more? And it was like, no, like that's it. It was like 6 letters, and then they smashed, which is great. It's 19.
Yeah, no, that's. I mean, my grandparents. We're both Italian, right, Dan?
Yeah, 1948. So, 6 letters.
Yeah.
And smashed.
My grandma was writing letters to Italy. They wrote back and forth from Brooklyn to Italy, and then my grandma flew there and married him. That was it. I had one picture of him, an old rusty picture.
I like that you come from such a weird place that all your pictures are made out of metal and then they rust.
I meant to say crusty, but rusty worked too.
I'm fine with it. All right. Fake news. So much is unsubstantiated these days. Do you guys have any conspiracy theories that you believe, or just make one up? I don't care. Abby, what's a conspiracy theory you could believe in for right now?
One I believe in is that Donald Trump is totally sane and capable of governing. That's the conspiracy theory I believe in at the moment.
I don't know how we're going to prove it.
No.
I don't know how we're going to prove it.
That's the big one. Dogs are actually cats who vote Democrat. That's fine.
Okay. I like it. Wait, can you go in deeper on that one?
I just feel like they're the same animal. They have 4 legs. Well, also when I was little, I thought that they were boys and girls, like dogs were boys and cats were girls, and they just got married and had like cat and dog babies. Yeah. So I feel like they're the same animal, and dogs are just the democratic version of it, because they're like, they understand like fairness and egalitarianism, and they're like kind, and cats are like, fuck everybody, it's everyone for themselves,
Yeah.
Cats are like we should change it from the donkey and the elephant to the cat and the dog. I feel like that would be much more representative, because what does anyone even know about a donkey or an elephant anymore? It's like, but like the dog, good representative.
I like that. I know that there's a donkey show. I do know that. I like that. I do like that idea. Honestly, I found out 4 days ago for the first time in my life that there are such a thing as boy cats. So I hear what you're saying.
So those are all like fake conspiracies that I'm pretending, that aren't real, like of just joke conspiracies. Yeah. But a thing I believe in my heart that is probably not true, but I believe it, is that when your gas tank is on E, you still have a quarter of a tank. I believe that deeply. I don't care. If the light is on, you still have gas.
Yeah, well,
a little bit.
Me and Gaspar know because we're Italian and we have to know things, but like there's get in the car and go do the test. I think if you're just like I'll just bottle it down. Let's say you're a white girl. I'm assuming that's what Abby is. And your dad just goes, get in the car, drive. But if you're an Italian man, you don't get to take the test or do the driving. Like the part of like my father teaching me to drive was like 2.5 hours outside the car. So me and Gaspar know exactly what it means when we hit.
We're just being yelled at for 2.5 hours prior to getting in the car.
Right. And so I know exactly how many miles my car will do on E. So you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Perfect.
Gaspar, what's a conspiracy theory that either you believe in or literally you just made up because it's funny?
Well, I just heard this on the news. Not the news, but on like the internet news. People are now saying the moon is fake.
The moon is fake. The whole moon is fake.
Not the landing, but the actual moon?
No, not the landing. The physical moon. People are saying is fake. Not sure where this came from. And I tried reading up on it, but I felt like I was being surveilled while reading on it.
Yeah.
So I stopped.
You were.
But yeah, so people are saying, I think they're the same who are the flat earthers are also believing the moon's not real.
Yeah, you have to be well, if you're a flat earther, you have to believe that the moon is fake for sure.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, it's probably on the other side of the flatness. So
Well, they have to they have to trick you somehow with the continuation of the tricking. I like this. I like this notion. I do. Like, part of me would rather, especially with what's going on now, would rather find out that we are in a Truman Show soundstage. Part of me would rather that right now, that we're just on this gigantic thing, and it's just a what do they call it? A biocentric dome, whatever they call that. And it's that would be better than everything is what we know it to be because of science, and people still believe that it's not that. That's the conspiracy theory. That's the worst, is that people actually can believe conspiracy theories. That's crazy to me.
I get the ones that like seem useful, like global warming as a conspiracy. I get why people promote that, because it's like, well, that's connected to like money and the way we're going to spend power and all that. But flat Earth, it's like, who is that good for? Like, who are the round earthers that are benefiting from the other side of that debate?
All pieces of S round earthers.
That's my new argument tactic. When somebody says something like wild, like somebody told me recently that like millions of illegal immigrants voted in the last election. I say, okay, cool. Let's say that's true. Then what would the result have been? Because you're saying the opposite happened based on your own information. So what's happening? So if we go straight to the end of it, a lot of times these arguments crumble apart. So that's a good tactic. Maya, what is a conspiracy theory you believe or will believe just for the hour of the show?
I don't believe it, but I keep hearing, mostly from men, that size doesn't matter. And that's completely true. Now, I know I'm not good at math, but I keep getting told that this is 12 inches, and I think something's completely wrong about that. So I'm not buying that conspiracy theory.
I think for a dude, you want to be under the radar. You don't want to make a 12-inch claim. You want to make a claim that could go either way. Right? It's like I'll take your. It's like you're not being crazy enough that you need to check and go get the yardstick.
Right.
And also,
but
it's
almost anything is 8 inches. Like if you just say eight, like that's almost anything. Also, if you're with a woman who, like me, cannot measure, I don't have any idea how big anything is. So like if it's, a foot, I feel like I'd know what a foot was, but 8 inches, 6 inches, I don't know, 4.
If you've been dating by mail, you would probably have more time to take out the measuring stick.
True, I would. I'd be like, just take out a piece of paper and draw a line where your junk ends and send it to me.
No, I like that. Yeah, I like that you could send an outline.
Trace it.
That's the old
like the turkey, like the turkeys when you would do when you were in school.
Put your hand and then the thumb is just that.
That's amazing.
Well, what's great, Maya, is that like every dude like kind of like flubs the size of his penis,
right.
But at the same time, every dude has multiple things on his body that he knows how long they are. Like have you ever seen a dude be like, oh, hold on, my thumb's exactly 1 inch, and he'll measure something out for you? Or like my father's like, oh no, I can walk every time I walk, it's exactly 3 feet. Every dude that's who he is and that he has that ability. And then our penises were like, it's definitely like 8 or 9 or 10 or 12 inches.
Do you know that when I was in freshman year of high school, my art teacher said, measure from here to here, right? And whatever that is, so I measured, that was 8.5 inches. And she said, you can always use that to measure stuff, which was a good tactic. She's like, so let's say you're painting this water bottle. Oh, it's, 9 inches because it's a little over 8. You could do that on the paper. So I've been using this measurement and I've never updated it since freshman year. So like, it might be bigger now, but I've been using this 8.5 undersize. But it's still much smaller.
Cut to your contracting business has fallen, just down the tubes. In Staten Island. You're like, we're gonna be.
You know what they say? Cut twice and measure once when you're 16. That's what they say. That's the big thing in construction. This is fun. All right, cool. All right, let's do another one. Second stimulus package is still at a standstill. We all know why. If you could randomly add anything to your country's stimulus package, because there is some weird stuff in there. If you could add anything to the stimulus package, ridiculous or not, what would you add, Abby?
I want to get back to money for research for birth control hormones for men. I want to get back to that. And I'll caveat that by saying, like, I know that we came out with a pill at a certain point, but the problem is men wouldn't take the pill. They wouldn't take the pill. So I think we need to do it in like a powdered, like protein shake kind of format. You know what I mean? It comes in like one of those big creatine bottles, and you can give it to dudes in the morning. They can shake it up with their vitamin water and feel like they're like, you know, because you can't get a guy to take a pill, but like every morning you can get them to definitely take their creatine. So I feel like that's what I want in my stimulus package.
That's fun. Yeah, it's funny. It's the same guys who were pretending to put on condoms that were pretending to take the pill. They're like, oh no, I took it. Yeah, I took it. Yeah.
There's just no consequences. Like, why would a man ever take the pill? It doesn't matter for him. Like when you don't take your pill, if you're on the pill, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to suffer for this. You are going to be fine, Dan. You're going to be fine if you don't take your pill. You're like, well,
to be honest, when you take the pill, it doesn't feel as good. You know what I mean? You just can't. I just can't.
It emasculates you, Dan.
It's so funny. All we'd have to do is tell dudes that the pill re-stimulates hair growth and makes it so your balls don't shrink, and we would all take it for like even like what they're using birth control for women for people that aren't even trying to use it. But like, oh no, it clears up your skin. Like whatever thing we have to tell guys, let's just do that, and then we'll be good. Just like, oh, regrow your hair. Oh, I'm on it. I'm on that shit right now.
Keep your balls from shrinking.
Or they're like, it makes it 8.5 inches, and it just comes.
Makes your head exactly 8.5 inches. That's it for Gaspar. Gaspar, what would you do? What would you add to the stimulus package if you could add anything random or ridiculous to the stimulus package?
I think they should just throw us all plane tickets. And,
plane tickets?
Yeah, just allow us, like everything's been shut down. Let us just go somewhere. Mine was just a really heartfelt, thought out answer because I would like to travel.
I don't think it's thought out or heartfelt. I think it's just the consequence of living in Staten Island.
We're not allowed to leave our island, so it would just be so nice to go to Hoboken via plane.
Yeah, for a while I accidentally lived in that Tinder circle near Staten Island, and I found out that everybody in Staten Island still lives with their parents. So that's a harsh one.
Well, not everybody, all right? The parents and the in-laws, okay? So.
Maya, what would you add to a stimulus package if you could add anything?
I'm going to go with adding wine deliveries to all households because staying at home for so long and not being able to go out and have as much fun, it's like you might as well be sending us bottles of wine at the same time to keep us at least a bit entertained while we're trying to be safe.
I dig that. Just government wine.
Yeah, just send it out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I ask, you don't have to tell me, but like, how has COVID impacted your career? Like are you like, is it like when I go to the doctor and they have the little thermometer before they let me in the door, or like, are you checking people, or how do you do it? Because now there's like STDs and there's COVID.
I don't see that many people real time at the moment. I mostly work virtually, doing cam sessions and phone sessions and, mostly shooting POV content. So I'm not encountering that many people. I will say with everybody being kind of trapped at home, people's sex drives haven't really diminished. And I'm actually making more money now working online than I would be if I were seeing people real time. So
wow.
It's affected me in a positive way. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. That's
and I don't have to see people in person. So it's like, okay,
You're one of the people that Trump was talking about when he said the economy's actually doing better. It's actually doing better than he meant you.
He was thinking about you.
That's when
better be buying my porn.
All the people I know are doing better.
That's what was so interesting. I think about the cam industry, because they were like ready to rock, like anybody who even like had a little bit of cam knowledge became a superstar during this whole thing. That brings me to a
cameras. Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Some cam stuff.
No, I feel like that's the camera industry in general. TikTok, Instagram, all these things that required you to use a camera blew up. I mean, look how many TikTok stars came out of COVID.
And we're doing a fucking show on Zoom. We figured it out, guys. Or did
Zoom crashed a few nights ago.
Did we? Yeah, I got that email last week. All right, let's do this then. Since we're already on this topic, let's do a Mary Bang Kill. I couldn't figure out who was interesting in the news this week without being overly political. So we're just going to do a generic one. We're going to do TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Who do you marry? Who do you bang? Who do you kill? Abby.
I'm going to bang TikTok.
Sure.
Because it seems like young and flexible, and like it's definitely not going to like last long or stay the night, and that's what you really want out of a quickie. Oh dear. I'm probably gonna marry I'm going to marry Instagram because my favorite thing about that is how calming it is, kind of like, you know, and you want that in a marriage. Like you want someone to be like, you know what, we don't have 100 different screens happening right now. It's like, just look at one picture at a time. You know, it's like considerate, and I'm into that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to kill Facebook. I'm going to kill Facebook. And I don't even know if I want to kill Facebook itself as much as I want to just kill all of my like racist relatives and acquaintances on Facebook. But I think that's going to be about the same for me.
Yeah. I think you answered the question correctly. Gaspar, marry, bang, kill, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook.
All right, so I'm gonna bang TikTok because it's gonna last the shortest. And after being married for quite some time and not having it often, I'm not going that long. So TikTok might be perfect for me.
You don't want any expectations beyond 60 seconds. I like that. Smart.
Yeah, I mean, we can make a whole full-length movie in the 60 seconds. I'm gonna marry Facebook because of its longevity. You know, it's been around so long. It's been around since I was in college. You know, that's loyal. And I like Instagram, but I don't love it. So it's going to have to die.
Okay. Wait, so you killed Instagram?
Yeah, I don't want to kill anybody. I'm a lover, but I'm not going to. But you know,
Maya, who do you marry? Who do you bang? Who do you kill? TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Facebook, I definitely kill, and I actually just took down my personal Facebook recently because it's so fucking time consuming. You get stuck on traps there that just, you know, start consuming your whole day.
Sure.
So definitely that. And did. I would marry.
I like that
Instagram.
you started with kill. I like that. That's.
You know, I'm aggressive. I would marry Instagram because Instagram, I feel like, is a lot more creative, and I like that in a partner.
Yeah.
And TikTok would probably bang because it's like a lot of stimulation, and yeah, also will not be around for long, so won't spend the night.
Interesting. All right, I like all these answers. So on the heels of that, definitely kill Facebook because even we're at the point now where on Facebook, what's being posted as a response to the thing you posted doesn't even have anything to do with the thing you posted. So it's just a lost land of shenanigans, and so it's got to go. Because where are these people going to yell about things that have nothing to do with what you posted if you get rid of Facebook? They're just going to have to actually talk to their family members. So that's going to be different. And then I think I like what you said about Instagram being like experimental, like it sort of like tries to redefine itself all the time. And I'm trying to decide if that's a better sex partner or if that's a better marriage. But for the same reasons, you know, I kind of like the idea that like Instagram for like 6 months will just be like into girls. So I'll bang Instagram and try to take that ride. And then I guess that means I marry TikTok.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
Risky. That's a risky decision.
No, I think TikTok is a lot more powerful than we're pretending it is. And it's a sleeper right now, but to get that powerful and that important that quick, there's something there. So I want to ride that train. And even if, you know, I don't know, I have weird feelings about monogamy anyway. So even if we got to get divorced, I still get half. So I'm fine. Cool. That's how you play Marry, Bang, Kill. I never asked the crew in this watching to throw in dad jokes. And so a lot of times dad jokes show up like 40 minutes late. So thank you guys for not being late on them. But if you have a dad joke and you're watching at home, throw it in the chat. All right, let's do this. I love this new game that I've come up with. It's called Harry Styles or Shenanigans, based on the fact that Harry Styles was the originator of the game. I'm listening to Harry Styles lyrics, and he always talks about food items. Then he says something like about hooking up with a girl, and then he says something weird, and he might not rhyme. So the game was originally Harry Styles or Shenanigans, but I've been branching out. So this week it's going to be called Drake or Shenanigans. Here's how the game works. I'm gonna tell you 3 sets of lyrics. 2 of them are by the artist Drake, and 1 of them is by the artist Dan Frigolette that I made up to kind of seem like a Drake lyric. You guys have to define and figure out which one's which. So 1, 2, or 3, I'm going to read them. You guys tell me which one is Drake, which one is Shenanigans. All right, number 1. Them boys up to something. I think I need some Robitussin. That's number 1. Them boys up to something. I think I need some Robitussin. Number 2. Do I ever come up in discussion over double pump lattes and low fat muffins? Do I ever come up in discussion over double pump lattes and low fat muffins? You can play at home as well. And then number 3, my Flonase is Mucinex forever rhyme, never vex. That's number 3. By Flonase is Mucinex, forever rhyme, never vex. What do you guys think? Abby, what do you think? 1, 2, or 3? Which one's fake?
I feel like the muffin one seems a little suburban. So like maybe that's really you.
So that's number
Muffin.
2.
So I'm gonna go
Okay.
2 is shenanigans.
Okay.
Yeah, muffin is a very Hoboken thing to say. And I know Drake hangs out with Lil Wayne and they do Robitussin maybe, because that was big with Lil Wayne. So I'm going to say 2 as well. Just for you, Dan.
Maya, what do you
I
think?
would like to hear number 1 re-sing if you don't mind.
You want me to say it again? Them boys up to
Sing
some.
it.
Yeah. Oh, sing it?
Yeah. You started to a little bit, but I
You were
feel
kinda
like we
singing
get
last
more of
time,
the
it was good.
effects.
Oh,
if
do you know?
actually-
Well, do you know definitively whether or not it's a real thing?
No.
Oh, I was trying really hard on the ones that I know are real, to not sing it, and not give up with me. But number 1 is real, and it goes, "Them boys up to something." I think I need some Robitussin. I don't know where. Yeah, there's somewhere I missed the rhyme scheme, but yeah, it's close. No, number 3 is fake. My Flonase is Mucinex, forever rhyme, never vex. I fooled you all. That's a Dan
Oh,
Frigolette.
you did. Wow.
Flonase is
What's
Mucinex,
that?
forever rhyme, never vex.
Have you considered writing to Drake with some of these suggestions?
I'm gonna GW for Drake.
It's an option. You know?
All right,
We're
round
we
2.
thought that
Ready?
Dan's line was better than yours.
I'm gonna ghost write for Drake. That's my new plan. I do like the idea because Drake is one of these people that gets so much like runoff extra. Like I was gonna say runoff pussy. I don't know why I was gonna stop, but I'm gonna say it. Runoff. There's so much runoff pussy. So being a ghostwriter for Drake's probably pretty good. Anonymous attendee says you're in the fabled Chinese Wuhan lab designing COVID-20. How do you design the virus to spread successfully in the West? Jesus. All right, we'll get to that in a second. That's not a dad joke at all. All right, we'll do round 2. 1, 2, or 3. Drake or shenanigans. Number 1, I'm Game of Thrones with it, mama. I'm home alone with it, mama. That's number 1. I'm Game of Thrones with it, mama. I'm home alone with it, mama. Number 2, scars on my forehead. I'm Harry Potter. Thought. That's your father's daughter. That's number 2. Scars on my forehead. I'm Harry Potter. Thought. That's your father's daughter. Number 3, got so many chains they call me Chaining Tatum. They do. That's number 3. Got so many chains they call me Chaining Tatum. They do. Maya, which one do you think is fake? 1, 2, or 3?
I don't know much about Drake, but I'm going to say 3 is probably fake.
Number 3, Chaining Tatum. Okay, Gaspar, what do you think?
Yeah, I can't see him talking about Channing Tatum.
Okay, Abby.
I feel like if it's 3, they do. Like you really took an artistic license on the number they do. So I feel like you didn't go there. I'm gonna go 1. 1 is fake.
1 is fake. I'm Game of Thrones with it, mama. I'm home alone with it, mama. No, Game of Thrones is real. Chaining Tatum is real. Number 2, I fooled you again. Number 2, scars on my forehead. I'm Harry Potter. Thought. That's your father's daughter. That's a Dan Frigolette original, guys.
Oh my God.
That's how you play Drake or
Better than the real Drake. Yeah, I love it.
Great job.
I like it. I want his career. All right. Did you guys bring any artists and shenanigans with you?
I did.
You go. What you got?
All right. So I picked a classic, not a classic, but D12. Remember them? Eminem's
Yes.
like runoff band?
Oh.
So funny that anticipation for what you were going to say was like I was so excited, and it was not at all what I thought.
Yeah, it wasn't like a classic. It was just like a few years ago.
Yeah.
All right. So I won't curse because F that. Someone help D John. He's upstairs naked with a weapon drawn. Hey Vaughn, you see me stepping on these leprechauns? That's number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2, Dirty Dozen. 80 of us, Shady Brothers, ladies love us. That's number 2.
So poetic.
And number 3, had an accident, forgot my armor, had a little baby, born from a whore mama.
I'm going to say number 2 is fake. It's a lot of math. I'm going to say it's fake. Abby, what do you think?
I suggest, number 2. Fake math. Yeah.
Say number 1.
Todd at home says number 3.
Stepping on the leprechauns? It is actually number 3. Had an accident, forgot the armor. No, that's a Randazzo original.
Wow.
Gaspar,
But originally from Brooklyn.
did you rhyme the word whore in there?
I did.
You called somebody's mother a whore. That was incredible.
No. Born from a whore mama.
Born from,
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mom's a whore, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Wait, did you have another round or no?
Oh no, that was it. D12.
I'm happy with that round. Don't worry. Okay, Abby, did you have a round?
Yeah, I got Nicki Minaj or generic country music. What do we want?
Nicki.
We're gonna do both.
All right. Okay, so Nicki, number 1. Cherish these nights, cherish these people. Life is a movie, but there'll never be a sequel. That's number 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Came out looking to party, and now I'm owning that building. You bitches can't get my spot until I start raising some children.
Okay.
That's number 2. Okay. Number 3, coming at me hard. You be acting like a peasant. You can't even fade me because I am ever present.
Okay.
Ooh.
This is rough because three scheme wise is weird. Number 1 though reminds me too much of the thing you would do with your hands as a child, and here's the sequel. So I'm gonna say that's gotta be fake. Gaspar,
I'm gonna say 1 because I feel like Nicki Minaj would believe in afterlife, and she says life's not a sequel. So.
Okay. It's number 3, guys. It's number 3. That's the fake one. Coming at me hard. Yeah,
nice.
That's the one I wrote. Number 1
John
is
says
real.
1.
Yeah.
We didn't get my. Make sure we get everybody's answer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Important.
I'm sorry. I got excited. I'm sorry.
2 because it was such a run on, but yeah.
It's such a run on. It goes
Wait,
on
so
and
it was
on.
number 3.
Number 3 was the fake one.
Number 3.
Coming at me hard. You be acting like a peasant. You can't even fade me because I am ever present.
Is that you wrote that?
I wrote that.
That's great.
Are you impressed?
Yeah, I was gonna say that it's a little advanced for Nicki.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Sorry. The other one, I feel like you can always tell like what is maybe a rap lyric because when the things don't really rhyme, like she tries to rhyme building and children, which like
that's how you know it is. Yeah, the last week we had designer and lasagna, and I couldn't figure it out. And they had to rhyme.
All right, so now I've got 3 country music lyrics. They're just like not artist specific. All right, number 1. Too much work is hard for my health. I could have died drinking. Now I'm killing myself.
Okay.
That's number 1.
Number 1.
Number 2, I've been flushed from the bathroom of your heart. That's it. That's the whole thing. That's pretty good. Number 3, lost my girl, my pickup truck, and my dog died. I'm man enough to admit I cried.
Hey, what's up? Lance here from Zoom Therapies. We've been hired by Zoom, and we're going around to all the Zooms to see if anybody has any therapy needs. We know, listen, with all this pandemic stuff, a lot of people might need a little extra help. Maybe people have any, alcoholism's up, loneliness is up, couple disputes is up, just all the things that everyone's going through, depression. So I'm here to see if anybody has anything that they might need a little help on.
Yeah. I need a back massage.
What's going on?
I need a back massage. My back's killing me.
You do that?
I mean, relaxation is something we would recommend. I can't physically do that. But we would say relaxation and meditation might ease some of that back tension.
Could it be done through mail?
Say it again?
Could it be done through mail?
Ooh.
Through the mail? Listen, we're not here to talk about the mail system right now. We can only provide health benefits, mental health benefits.
Mr. Lance, it seems like you were just listing a lot of things that people might be going through. Do you find that is that's a good tactic, or could that be triggering for people maybe?
Well, it's good to list because sometimes people might not recognize a problem, but just by hearing it again, it's like, oh yeah, maybe I do have that one. Maybe I was a little sad the other day or whatnot. We forget. So we like to list them off just to let people know that it's okay if you're going through any of those and be, oh yes, maybe I could use help, and then we're here to provide that help.
How does patient confidentiality, doctor patient confidentiality work in a forum such as this, where there's an audience and a lot of panelists?
We would just ask people to turn off their audio and maybe their video, and then we could do it one-on-one.
I see.
Or if people are open, what we really encourage is actually if people are going through something, if they'd like to share, because someone else might be going through that same thing. So if maybe someone here is struggling with something, it could be anything, and I have a remedy or two I can give you.
Okay. Well, I masturbated 6 times today. What's the plan for me?
Well, that depends on if you consider that a problem or not. I'm not going to say that's a problem per se. It depends on what emotional state you were in. That could be you just, enjoying your time in the quarantine.
Yeah.
Well, it is
physically draining.
There were a couple people, a lot of problems here. A couple of people saying stuff there. I didn't quite catch it.
Yeah.
What if you use your tears as lubricant?
Okay, now that's a real issue because Not the lubrication is that's a personal preference, but the tears is something we would have to address. So under that circumstance, if that's leading to a double emotion of being aroused like that, but also, crying at the same time, I have a list here. Let me just consult the list. Have you ever played Call of Duty?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that game, so that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be playing Call of Duty when you experience those emotions. That's what the guide here says. So, and you can do that either on your computer or mobilely. They have a mobile version as well.
Okay.
Do you have any information about when you cry in the shower, does that count as crying? If the tears
if you
right
can
down the drain?
if you can identify the crying, it's hard because of the water, obviously. So what we would recommend is turn the water off for 30 seconds and see if any extra water is being produced. But if that is, again, depression, if that's, let me consult the list here. Hold on.
I have a follow-up to Abby's question then.
Okay, well, hold on. Let me just say, if you're crying in the showers, if you can identify that as a thing, you need to go get a job at a cell phone store.
What?
Yeah.
Sorry, are you using a magic 8-ball for solutions?
No, they have a guide. They have a list here of guidelines that if people have specific issues, pretty much any issue that anyone might have, it's like a document here that I can scroll through. I can do a little search and find what the remedy is.
So I wanted to tack on to Abby's question.
Absolutely, we're only here to help.
If you pee in the shower, does that count?
As a problem?
Yeah, is it the same tactic? I have to shut off the water and make sure that I'm really peeing?
No, because when you gotta go, you gotta go. So we'd actually rather have you relieve yourself than hold it, because that's actually can cause physical problems.
I see.
That's not what So yes, it's actually better to let it go when it's time to go.
Okay. So then, if I go number 2 in the shower, totally healthy, emotionally thing to do.
Listen, as it starts to borderline on a little funny. But it's again, when you gotta go, you gotta go.
And number 3 is an absolute no in the shower.
Which one is number 3 again?
That's when it all comes out.
All comes out. Oh God.
I weirdly enough, they don't have that in the guideline here. It doesn't say anything for number 3. It says be prepared for number 1 and 2. It doesn't say anything about number 3. So I would have to get back. You could email our support though, and we could probably have someone more senior level than me might be able to help with that.
It's like a White Castle issue.
Yeah. Well, thank you for taking the time to come and I guess Zoom market us. It seems useful for everyone here.
We were hired by Zoom, so we're going around to all the Zooms. They want to make sure that everyone is, it's a hard time, so we're making sure everyone's taken care of. So
sure. Do you think you want to leave some contact information in the chat, and then we can?
No, I don't think so. Oh. I think we'll just pop back in randomly, because that's actually a more effective way to do it. Because if people were able to really write in, I know I just said if you talk to a senior person, but again, that would be in a month or so when I check back in. I'm going to go find that from a senior person, then come back, because we don't want to just put the information, because we know it's going to be biased when you write in, right? We want to pop in to make sure that.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about anymore, but thank you for coming in. You seem like a very knowledgeable therapist, analyst.
Yes, that's why I have this office. Okay, well, great. So I'll catch everybody in a month or so.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and stay and remember to drink lots of water. People forget that a lot of times. Drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Coffee counts.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You got to drink water.
It's a matter of opinion. Yes, it does.
The manual says no.
That was very educational and completely random. That is Lance Weiss. He's obviously an emotional counselor and also a stand-up comedian. He started a business called meetingbombs.com. During the quarantine, you can hire him to come to your meeting, to your family or ordeal, to whatever you got. He'll show up as a character and do some shenanigans like that. I'm just really proud of him for wearing a shirt this week. I gotta say. Because there's a lot of nudity in his poppin'. So maybe you guys can cohabitate your business, Maya, is if he can come in with his shirt off while somebody's being berated. I don't know. I'm just coming up with ideas here. So meetingbombs.com, check him out. He's very funny. Party with Lance on Instagram and the other things. Abby, you were finishing. You were doing the country music thing. The last one was this thing about Number 3 was about acknowledging that he lost his dog, his truck, and his his wife. That seems fake because that's like a stereotype about country music, although it also could be very real. I'm gonna say number 3 is fake.
All right.
What do you think?
I'm gonna say the heart fell in the bag or whatever. I don't remember the whole line.
Flush the bathroom.
Yeah.
Flush from the bathroom of your heart. All right.
No, it's probably true.
Number 2.
You think number 2? Okay. It's fake one is number 3. Lost my girl in my pickup truck. My dog died. I leaned right into the stereotype. That does probably exist. I'm not gonna say like I did write that, but it's also probably a real lyric.
Somebody has taken that approach that like this is what they're saying about us. Let's handle it. So I like that. That's called country music shenanigans. All right, let's do this. I had asked you guys to come up with a question for Dan. So let's do it. Gaspare, do you have any questions for Dan?
I do. Did you ever see Brokeback Mountain?
I did. I don't know what the second part of this question is. This the whole question? You say I just answer yes, and then that's the end of the discussion, or are we going to go further with this?
Well, what were your thoughts on it then?
Oh, I love it. I love that movie. Like you know what it is? One of those things. Like they always do the like the this guy got this role, but the other people went out for the role. They do that. Like that's the like that's the what like guess what almost happened to me. Of like Hollywood, and it's like, no, you didn't get the role for a reason because you weren't right for it, and you didn't get hit by the car because you didn't get by a car. Like you didn't almost die, you didn't get hit by a car, right? And so it's like, so I watched Brokeback Mountain, and I was like, oh, I could have been either of those roles. That's where my head was at, from like the perspective of the timeline and stuff. And then I was like debating who would I for a Hollywood paycheck be more comfortable making out with.
I like that question.
What's his name?
It was both of them.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to decide which is the worst. So is that wait, sorry, what are their names?
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Jake Gyllenhaal
and Heath Ledger.
and Heath Ledger. Thank you. And I think I related more to the Gyllenhaal character. I would be like tender and be like mad that like we only get to meet once a year, and it's like it's not cool because you're married and I can't just get like my kicks off on one high altitude fuck every 2 years.
No.
Does that mean that you're more attracted to Heath Ledger, or you just identify more with the?
No, I identify more with the character. Yeah, the character. Yeah, for sure. Okay. But Heath Ledger movie Knight's Tale is the reason why I got laid like the end of high school and most of college. I would put that movie on, and 10 out of 10 I would be able to have sex when that movie's on. I don't know why, but thank God Heath Ledger was alive.
I actually saw that movie. I watched it on mute. Through a window, because I was dating this girl in high school, and we were together for 4 years, and we broke up. Well, I was going to her house to break up with her. My parents dropped me off, and I was like, pick me up in an hour and a half. I'm going to break up with her. My mom and dad went out to see The Devil Wears Prada, and I broke up with her. I timed it out right. I was like, oh, they'll be getting home from the movie soon. Let me break up with her. Dropped the news to her. She gave me a basket of all my stuff. Then, sad part of the story, my mother had a brain aneurysm, horrible. But thank God she survived everything. But they never came to pick me up. So like I was calling, they weren't answering. So I said to the girl, I was like, listen, I don't know where my parents are. They're supposed to get me by now. And her parents like, you gotta go. Like our daughter's crying. So I just stood outside their house with my crate of shit. And I didn't know what to do. So I was just sitting there, and she was crying on the couch. They started watching Brokeback Mountain. So I peeked through the window and I just watched it with no sound. And then her father, I still remember, he saw me watching and he did one of those like, and he closed the curtain.
And he had to close the curtains the slow way.
I couldn't even watch it. And I just sat there with my crate, just waiting for no one to get me.
I love so much about this story. Okay, there's so many things about this story. Number one, Brokeback Mountain is the worst movie you want to watch after a breakup, because it's like it's even more heartbreaking. Because like, why can't I quit you? And then what's great is that like your parents, the reality is your parents don't love you, and they just made up a brain aneurysm about your mother so that because they forgot to get you. And I think that's incredible too. We're at the point in the show where I can be mean, right? I love you, Gaspare.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think that was.
I make fun of my parents for it all the time.
What's that?
I was like, you couldn't have it after you picked me up. I waited out there 3 hours.
Yeah, your parents and brain aneurysms is what my dad does about being allergic to things. He just makes up stories about being allergic to things because he doesn't like eating them. But your mom does it with brain aneurysms.
My mom spent a full 4 months in a hospital to prevent herself from picking me up.
You gotta complete the lie. She's a very she's
a method actor. Shave your head and everything.
Abby, questions for Dan.
So my boyfriend's like obsessed with the gym. He was like a gym rat in his old life, and he's like just freaking out because he can't go now because like the gym was like me time. And I kind of hate people like that. Like I do cocaine for me, you know, the gym is just because I have to. But so I just want, are you a gym guy or what are you doing now that the
No,
gyms
I was
are
never in
closed?
the gym. I'm a hiking guy. I've always been a hiking guy.
I could tell by the beard, I should have guessed. Yeah.
Yeah. I know how to walk through a field and get ticks. No, that's always been it was running for a long time, but then now now I'm on the backside of being able to run. I'm at a weird age where like if I just like kneel down for 6 or 7 minutes, I can't use my knee for like 3 weeks. It's a new thing for me. I don't know what's going on. So that's where I'm at. I went today. I went to the doctor today. That's why I was late. I went to the doctor today. I was like, do I have Lyme disease? Like something's wrong. And it's funny when you're like over 30 and the doctor, you can just feel them. They're like, this is kind of just what it's going to be now forever. And they don't have any good answers for you. But I'm like, no, check my kidneys, check me for Lyme disease. And they're like, we'll take all the blood you want us to take. We're not going to find it.
You're just 35 now or whatever you are. Well, how old are you?
Yeah. Depending on which roles I'm going out for, I'm somewhere between 32 and 45. Let's do this. Maya, questions for Dan.
Well, I have a huge clown fetish, so I was wondering your opinion on clowns and if you've ever had clown sex.
I've never had clown sex. I'll start there because that's an easy one to answer because I think I would remember that.
You would. Sex with a clown?
My sister had a terrible like clown phobia. So I think that probably is going to make, cause it's just one of those like, oh, I remember when she was scared. So it's not going to be something that's going to turn me on, but I could totally see where that would be fun. I will say this, the most recent the movie, the Stephen King adaptation to movie, I watched that scene in the what do they call it? The storm drain. With the little boy. I would turn that scene on every morning for like 2 months. And it makes me so happy. I don't know why. He's so perfect in that role. So I could understand maybe wanting to like fellatiate a clown. I can understand a little bit where you're at on that. So wait, which side of the clown thing are you? You want to be the clown or you want to be banged by the clown?
Both. I do a lot of clowning. Yeah.
So then how many clowns is too many clowns, I guess is the question. Like what's the max clown orgy?
Trick question.
Like you can't have too many clowns in a car. You can't bang too many clowns at the same time. I don't think that there's number on that.
We have to make that. I don't know if that's ever happened, but that needs to be like, it needs to be Clown Car Orgy. Clown Car Orgy, and it's a franchise. Clown Car Orgy 7.
They're coming out of the car one at a time and you just service them all.
I'm gonna Google it.
Never ending.
Yeah, I love. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's so fun. All right, what are you doing? Abby? Are you googling clown sex?
Okay. I just googled clown car orgy just to see if it existed. It does. There's a lot of them. So I'm not going to click any of the things, but I want you to know that someone's thought about your idea.
You can click on the things. All right,
I gotta shut it down.
Everybody tell us how to follow you, find you on the internet. Maya, how to become a client of yours. Abby, go.
You can find me on the Instagram at Abby Dubs Insta. I'll just put it in the chat. So you got it? Can I do that? I can do that. Yeah.
Cool. Abby Dubs.
Yeah, and that's like really all I do. Because the other things, I hate all the rest of the internets. But IG, I'm gonna marry. So there it is.
You can find me on Instagram, same thing, Stand Up Randazzo. Next month I'm going back to work and I'll be in a hazmat suit. So I'll be on a football field breaking up fights.
And Gaspar's working hard, putting out new content weekly, so check out his stuff. He's working hard. Maya, how do we find you? How do we follow you? How do we pay for your content? How do we become your client?
For session information and pretty much with all my links, my main website is sinstress.net. I'm also on OnlyFans like everyone else is at OnlyFans /my Sinstress.
Cool. My name is Dan Frigolette. I got the Porn Stars Review podcast. We drop a new episode every Monday. We talk to porn people and adult film people and try to drop the stigma that the antiquated ideas that we have from the past. Check that out every Monday. There's a way that you can review the show. Wherever you got tickets, there's a place that you can review it. Please give us a good review. It means a lot to us to get a good review. Does not take a lot of time. If you had a bad time at this show, just keep your fucking mouth shut. Nobody likes a snitch, all right? You can send us at Venmo.com/CBKS Tour. Follow these guys on the internet. In the email that you got, there's other shows for the rest of the night. We're doing a 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock and a midnight Eastern Standard Time. Come to the other shows. You got everybody's names in your emails, so check those people out. Thank you to the panel for being here, taking the time, doing the homework, all the things.
Thanks for having us. Fun.
And
thank you guys for your service and everything.
Yeah, that's
yes. Thank you
cool.
very much. Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Thank you.